Well, thanks for joining me. To the angel of the church in Thyatira, right? The words of the Son of God. The words of the Son of God, who has eyes like a flame of fire. He has these eyes that are penetrating, these eyes that see through everything, all the facade, all the things that we can put up and people and presents maybe a false representation. He's seeing through all that. He has eyes like a flame of fire, and whose feet are like burnished bronze. So here comes Jesus again. And this time he says, I know your works. In this church, he says, I know your works. I know your love. I know your faith. I know your service and your patient endurance. Five things. What you're doing. I know how much you love me. I know how much you believe in me, how much you trust in me. I know all the acts of service that you do and your patient endurance, how you're enduring. And many times in these churches, that's what the Lord is commending, endurance, endurance. And you and I, we've got to continue to endure until he comes. And he says, so that he says, and that your latter works exceed the first. That you guys are not just working, are not serving me, but you're doing it even more and more. You're doing better. Sometimes people today, we flip that around and we're doing less and less as we get older, as we're walking with the Lord. But it should be more and more and more, because we see the value of pouring our lives, pouring our resources, pouring our talents, pouring every strength, our strength, everything into the kingdom of God. He said, but I have this against you. I have this against. He says that you tolerate that woman Jezebel. So there's this woman who was coming, and I don't know what her name was, but God is typifying her. He's saying this woman has a Jezebelic spirit. He says, who calls herself a prophetess. She calls herself, no one, so many people today are putting titles to their names. I'm this and I'm that and I'm that. He says, she's calling herself a prophetess, and she's teaching and seducing my servants to practice sexual immorality and to eat food sacrificed to idols. Where did we hear this? We saw this at the church before, the church of Pergamum. So these are things that were, Satan he's not that creative, he innovative. He uses the same strategies over and over again. And because of our sinful human nature, we just keep falling for the same thing over and over again. So when Jezebel, she wasn't doing anything different from the Nicolaitans or what Balaam was teaching. Look, practice sexual immorality. She's pushing the people of God into that. And eating food sacrificed to idols. So we've got to be smart. We've got to wise up against these tricks, these ploys, these strategies that the devil has. Again, beloved, in the church, we've got to watch out for immorality. Watch out for anything that will turn us away from God and serving him fully. Food, sacrifice to idols. No. That's part of idol worship. No, we don't want that. Let's hold on to Jesus.